Hello, my name is Darren Robertson and I'm going to tell you about Alt.Ctrl games. What's an Alt.Ctrl game? It's a game that's played with an alternative controller. But first, let's look at some standard controllers. This is a standard controller. This is another standard controller. This is also a standard controller. It's just got a screen in the middle. Alternative controllers are anything that deviate from the standard gamepad design. The Wiimote is probably the most popular example, with its focus on motion controls. Some alternative controllers try to mimic real objects, like this steering wheel used for racing games. However, these mass-produced alternative controllers are not what I mean when I say Alt.Ctrl. Whilst they feature alternative controllers, the controllers of Alt.Ctrl games tend to be unique and handmade. Usually only one of them exists in the world. Alt.Ctrl games are more like art installations. You tend to only see them at events for a limited period of time. Here's one example of an Alt.Ctrl game. In Ruins Climber, players race each other by pulling on rope. Sometimes the games and controllers are merged into one object. In Hell Couch, players move around, planting their bum down in sequence in order to release a demon from the couch. This brings us to my research, which aimed to increase the understanding on the Alt.Ctrl scene. This was primarily done through a survey of Alt.Ctrl creators. I got a great response from the community, with prominent members of the Alt.Ctrl scene taking part. I also made a few Alt.Ctrl games myself. The first game used this controller. It features a switch and two sliders that I put in a cardboard box. In this game you use the sliders to control a drunk pair of shoes. If you step on a snail, you must use the switch to bring the shoe up and down to ensure the snail is dead and not suffering. The next controller is a bit more experimental. In this game, players must flick the ticks off their exposed legs before they contract Lyme disease. It uses a single joystick to move the player's hand, and a custom-built mechanism that can detect when a player flicks it. When the two pieces of tinfoil connect, a connection is made and the game knows to flick the player's hand. Not all Alt.Ctrl games need to feature a custom controller. They can use a repurposed input device. Here I am using a MIDI controller. In this prototype, each white key has an associated cube that grows when it's pressed. In order to hit the balls, you're more likely to vaguely smash many keys, rather than making a precise selection of keys you normally would do when playing music. In this prototype, each of the dots have been assigned to a knob on the controller. The characters move forward automatically. The knobs only control their facing direction. There isn't a point to this game, it's just fun to twist the knobs and draw shapes. So, what are the elements that make up an Alt.Ctrl game? And what is the relationship of the Alt.Ctrl scene to the wider gaming community? Here are the main findings from my research. In typical game development, the games are developed for a controller, whereas in Alt.Ctrl, the games and controller are co-developed. Alternative controllers are novel, experimental, playful, encourage curiosity, and can instill a sense of wonder. Alt.Ctrl games are arguably more accessible than traditional games. Since they don't require any prior knowledge to use, everyone is on a level playing field. Furthermore, because the controllers are intriguing, they're approachable and fun to figure out. Alternative controllers are ephemeral. Either the experience of playing them is short, or they're only available to play at exhibitions. Alt.Ctrl games are very physical. They can encompass a whole room and require a lot of physical movement. Alt.Ctrl games can also facilitate social play. Due to them appearing in public spaces, playing the games can become a performance. The Alt.Ctrl community is much more art-orientated than the wider gaming community. Whilst both host public events, these events are core to the Alt.Ctrl scene, since they usually are the only way to experience these games. Furthermore, Alt.Ctrl events are not conventions, but rather festivals of play, performance, arts and culture. Future research should look into surveying the players of Alt.Ctrl for their perspectives on the medium. This project was great. I got a great response from the community and enjoyed experimenting with alternative controllers. Thank you for watching. See you later.